WebLogic automation. WebLogic automation course includes Python basics, Jython and WLST scripts. So it comes around totally 18 sessions. It covers all the complete WLST. So the basic Python Jython that will covers around 9 classes. So these 9 classes are completely purely programming, basic programming, and WLST scripting will start 10th onwards. So 10 to 18 will be WLST scripting. Until that we are doing only basic programming. What we are going to do in Python, the same thing we are going to do with the WLST program. Yeah, the introduction to WebLogic automation. Here the automation needs are day by day increasing, and the present trend is going towards DevOps. Everybody looking for automations and faster response, agile methodology. So current trend is moving towards more towards automations. So in WebLogic, automation is provided from your Python WLST based scripts. So let us try to understand what is WLST, why WLST, and how many modes we can operate it, what are the features, how to start WLST script, what is the difference between online and offline, then configuration of the domain with the WLST that we can do later on. So today we'll just have a brief idea. WLST is a scripting that is going to allow you to run on JVM, one Java program. Whenever you run WLST, it is going to run on one Java JVM. So it's a JMX client, that is Java Management Extension client. It is built and it is gives you runtime statistics from your WebLogic server. It is actually interpreted language. It is giving you opportunity to work on interactive mode, object oriented mode. You are going to have the option of the incorporate modules into your WLST program. You can include external modules, you can have Python libraries, you can have Jython libraries modules into your WLST. You can learn in this sessions how to manage robustness into your scripts, how to handle the exceptions, dynamic typing, and it is having the high availability, high level dynamic data typing capability. So this is one of the capability from shell scripting basics. Any scripting, you are not going to define any data type, integer type, float type, string type. You don't need to mention it, and you are going to use the variable. Classes, automatically there are a lot of classes which are available in your WLST. Everything is one object which is defined from one of the class. Automatic memory management in WLST, it is running on JVM. Definitely it is going to run with the garbage collection. So automatic memory management is also happens on your WLST shell. Remarkable power with very clear syntax. The syntax for Python itself, it allows you to disciplined way. You cannot write here and there. You cannot write flower brackets. You don't makes a lot of and spaces in between. You need to follow a discipline, then only the program structure will be created. The syntax is very clear. Whenever it is clear, then only it is going to go further, because it is an interpreter language. We have two types of languages: compiled language and interpretation language. So if you go for the compilation language, entire program will be compiled and all the errors will be shown at once. Interpretation, first error will be stopped, and there wherever you have the syntactical error or whatever the error is there itself it is going to stop and it will show that error only. So this is the advantage in WLST. The history, little bit evolution. The Python came from 1980s, and it first version came in 1991. WLST is based on two languages, Python and Jython. Jython, developed by Jim Huggins, he created in 1997, and he left from the organization. It's an open source Python also open source, Jython also open source. But Python is continuously updating, whereas Jython for 5 years nobody touched, nobody improved the Jython. So that was because Jim Huggins didn't take in that as a ownership, and he left to Microsoft and he created another language, Iron Python. Satya Gattu, he initiated the WLST project in WebLogic when he was worked with the BA in Bangalore, Hyderabad. So in this journey, he included Python capabilities into WLST. WLST is using Java specification, JMX specification, and it follows the MB structures. Okay, so it allows you to get all the information two different ways. One is configuration information, another one is runtime information. So one is standard MB, another one is dynamic MB. So two types of beans we can access in WLST. WebLogic installed, you must have these prerequisites that should be installed on your system. So it should be more than above 9, that would be better. If you have 8, then it is very difficult to set up complete environment. That is service pack 6 should be there. WebLogic 1.8.1 that service pack should be 6. Then only you can do with the WLST. Any notepad, any editor, that is fine. Oracle is providing one separate editor, OEP, Oracle Enterprise, I don't remember complete full form. So that is Eclipse platform, which will give the complete ready-made syntax for the WLST. So that uses one plugin that is called PyDev. This OEP uses Eclipse including with the PyDev plugin. So why should I learn WLST in US market or any foreign market? If you see the right side statistics, WLST with SOA administration, it is almost 400, nearly 350 or 360 dollars per 360K per annum. So that is permanent positions. If you look at the progress in 2008 to 2009, it was a very big market, and now again it is growing. In 2014 to 2015, the market is growing with the scripting automations. Now everybody looking for virtualization and disposable boxes, like Vagrant boxes, AWS or Docker boxes. All these are use and throw concepts. So you can create one virtual box, you can use everything, and once the work is done, you can throw that one. You destroy that box anytime. So the concept is much more requires this Jython scripting. That is one important aspect now. And the WLST is based on Jython 2.1. Now we can use the latest version 12C, that is using 2.5. Jython latest version. Current version, Jython version is 2.7. So WLST uses Jython, Java libraries. It also uses Python libraries. So platform independent. Once I have created one WLST script, I can use in the Windows environment, in the Linux environment, in the Solaris also, I can use the same script. There is no much difference in that one. Okay, so the fastest performance you can get, easily you can build the scripts. In previous versions, we have the command line utilities, WebLogic.admin, WebLogic.deployer. These are the command line utilities. So these utilities, alternatively, we can use WLST. Whenever you have some 50 .er files you want to deploy on one SOA environment, the better way is WLST. You can use for loop and you can iterate all the EAR files and you can deploy one after the other one. So that is the easiest way. So there are a lot of scenarios where we can use the WLST. Any deployment scenarios, any monitoring capabilities which you want, any configuration side you want. So any administration work, administrative task, you can use WLST. Whatever you are going to work on WebLogic administration console, all the activities you can do from your WLST. So how the WLST is going to invoke? The WLST invoking, that is very simple. WLST.sh, WLST.cmd, that is actually invokes set WLS.env. What this will be creating? This is actually setting up the common environment variable. Java home first. The second one is middleware home. This is optional. WebLogic home. This is important. Without this one, you cannot work. Path. The path is required for Java environment variable, and class path is useful for WebLogic jar file. So this class path requires WebLogic.jar file should be present in that one. So these environment variables are executed with chain of calling the different batch scripts. In Unix, in Linux, it will be the same sequence you are going to get. So you can get the WLST SH or WLST CMD from the WebLogic home common bin directory. So this is the common thing. So what you can do in profile, whenever you enter into the bash script, whenever you enter into the Windows this terminal, whenever you open on putty, you are connecting to one of the user. One user is going to have a one shell. So that is called login shell. So whenever I am connecting to Linux box, by default it is connecting to bash shell. So bash shell, bash profile for this one. Okay, here I have one virtual box. This virtual box is running on my dev. This is a Vagrant virtual box. So in this one I have created a bash underscore profile. So this is having what are the variables I just told. First one is Java home. Second one path. In the path I am using Java home bin directory. The second one, important one, WebLogic home. WebLogic home is pointing where WebLogic is installed. I am using 11G. You can use 12C also. Class path, you have to define WL home server lib weblogic.jar. Then dot. So dot is optional. So this one is important. Weblogic.jar should be present in the class path. Okay. WLST. So here I am making one alias. Alias means one lengthy command, bigger command you are making in short. Okay. So here if I want to start the WLST, I am just saying WLST. What it will do? It will replace that one with Java space weblogic.wlst. This is what we are going to invoke normally. So for invoking this one, what we need? We need one is Java. In Java should be present in the path. The second thing is weblogic.jar should be present in the class path. And remember this one, class path should not be having any underscores. Class path should be only single word. Okay, so this is how we can invoke a WLST shell. So whenever you started your WLST shell, you are going to get a welcome message. Welcome WebLogic server administration scripting shell. So you are into bash shell, now you are changed another shell. One shell to another shell, whenever you are switching, if you want to come back, you are going to use Control D for exiting. Control D for exit. Now I am back to my bash shell. I am in bash shell. Okay. So this is how we are going to invoke. So whenever you are running any script, we have three options, three operation modes. One is interactive mode. Whenever you enter into the WLST prompt, that is offline, there you can do something. Or if you are connected to the admin server, then it is called online. So that is, you are going to access some MBs and then you are doing some manipulations practically one by one you are going to do, and then once it is successful, then you will copy all the command line executions into one script. Okay, once you have created one script, that will be, you are going to give any extension. You can give the .py extension, or you can give .jy extension. So if you don't have any extension, does it work or not? Yes, it will work. There is no compulsion that .py should be there. .py is useful when you are creating one module and it is used in another module, then it will be useful. If you are only writing one script and you want to execute that script itself, then there is no use of .py. Reusable script, whenever you are writing, then you have to give .py, because it will create its module with the extension. Okay, so Jython script, it will create .class file because it is running on JVM. Normally in Python, .py will create .pyc as a module file, executable file. Okay, in the last option, that is very rare, nobody uses this option, embedded scripting. You create one WLST script and you want to execute it from the Java program. So this will be executed fast compared with the WLST, directly executing with the WLST, because Java program only one program, whereas WLST it has to load three different libraries: Python libraries, Jython libraries, your WebLogic related libraries should be loaded whenever it is invoking one WLST script. So loading takes longer time. To avoid that one, we can use the embedded Java. So let us see how we can interact. You can give here WLST. Okay. So here in WLST, if you want to get the help, you can use help function like this. It will show all the list of functions. And if you want to print something, so this is print function. There is nothing to give in brackets because we are using Jython 2.1 version. So how do I know it's a Jython 2.1? You can say here print sys dot version. Yeah, this is a version, you can get it. Jython 2.2.1, that is a version. And sys dot platform. So this is a Java version, JVM version we are getting. Sys.version, sys.platform will give you the JVM and Jython versions. The script in WLST not extension of .py. Why? Any script doesn't require any extension. Any bash script, you don't need .sh. I'll show you one example. You want to give one small example. Maybe you're not aware of this one. Test. I'm not giving an extension. Here, echo. So I can execute test like this, like this. It is working. It doesn't require any dot extension. .sh is not there, even then it is working. Same way, Python script also works. First, In this one you can give the comment like this hash symbol. This is the first WLST script. Instead of echo, what we can write? Print. Welcome to WLST. Right. So the same script I want to execute. Where it is? It is here. I have two choices. I can run the script WLST and first, or I can execute the same thing using exec file bracket single quote. I have to give the path home slash, where it is, oracle slash script slash pybin slash first. It is working. So there is no need of extension. So extension gives the clarity what kind of script it is. I have given test, I have given first, both are scripts only. So which one belongs to shell script, which belongs to Python script? To differentiate for us, it requires extension. Okay, I am moving that first to first.py. Right, so you can check first.py. Is working? Yes, it is working. I got the welcome statement. So this is how we can execute the scripts. Okay, so WebLogic script, we are going to give file name directly and it is going to work. Other option is execute file path. Full path you have to give. Right. So whenever you are given a script, how it is going to work? So in this one, the script first.py or whatever the script without action with extension, we are giving a Jython program. That program is having some code, number of lines that will be given to your Jython compiler. Jython actually uses Java library, Python library and Jython libraries. Other than this, platform based, that MBean supported Java X platform related libraries also included here, and that will be validated all syntactical and compilation errors. Whenever the first error encountered, it will stop there itself. If it is not having any problem, then it will completely creates a bytecode. Entire program will be created a bytecode. Once the bytecode is generated, it is given to JITs. It is given to JITs. JIT compiler will actually execute this bytecode and it will give the output on the screen, on the monitor. So just now we have given print statement. The print statement output is going on to the WLST monitor wherever you are sending. So you can send to a file, you can send to a monitor, that is terminal, standard output terminal. You can send anywhere. You have two options. One is you can send it to a file, another one is you can send it to terminal, standard output terminal. So this is how WLST is going to work. WLST scripting, it is a programming language just like any other programming languages. You can have all the programming capabilities plus object-oriented capabilities. You can have the productivity and you can get the low maintenance, because whenever you doing everything manually, somebody can do a mistake, but whereas the script cannot do any mistake. And the schedule job, if you are writing in a WLST, it will done according to the time schedule. It will be working perfectly fine when you are done every validation correctly. So every if and else parts you are validated and given the correct messages, then it will be working robust script. Interpretation, that requires a runtime interpretation. So you can use the script is actually uses the JIT virtual machines. and untyped dynamically. Anytime you can use the same variable multiple times. If you want x is equal to 10 first time, you can use the second time the same x can be used for assigning the string. There is no complication steps in WLST. That's why it is very easy. If you go for JMX programming, Java programming, it is very complex, very lengthy, and if you come to the WLST, it is very simple, easy to write. Okay. So whenever you are writing a program, the discipline is very important. The discipline is indentation. Whenever I start a for loop or do loop or some other condition, if condition or a function, or if I am using a class in Jython, you don't need to give flower brackets or begin and end or do and done. Do and done is required in shell scripts. Whenever I am using the while loop, I need do and done. Whenever I need for loop, I need do and done. Begin and end, if you go for AWK programming, you need begin and end. Flower brackets, any Java program, any C program, it is flower bracket. Beginning of the block, ending of the block, you should mention that one. So in our case, we don't need that one because everything is indented. Indentation will tell about the block. Wherever you have started the indentation, one tab, the tab belongs to the upper block. If you are started with for and then next line onwards you are given a tab space, that belongs, the number of lines which you are writing in the next proceeding all belongs to that particular block. Okay, so the functions, classes, loops, controls are going to use the indentation. The indentation are three options we have. One is single space, second one is 4 spaces tab, or you can have 8 spaces tab. Whenever you are using VI editor, it will by default takes the 8 spaces. Whenever you are using Notepad++, it uses 4 spaces as a tab space. So you can use any one of them, both will work. But don't use half part 4 spaces, half part 8 spaces, it doesn't work. Sometimes you are editing your script, you are modified some 4 lines in your VI editor. After that one you need to add 2 more lines. The 2 lines you are copied from your notepad, it doesn't work. Syntactically it is going to say dindent. Indentation is not correct, then it is going to say dindent. Okay, so in WLST the variables are very easy to access. So whenever you are creating a one variable, it is going to have 3 important things. WLST variable contains identity, that is memory address, label, that is value which you are associating, the type, what kind of type you are going to store. It is an integer type or what type of it is. So let us see one small example so that we can understand the indentations and this one. Okay, suppose if I want to use the variable x is equal to 100. What is this 100? Where it is stored? I'm just saying idx. It is giving the address. The first memory location is allocated for this x. Same thing, I'll just try with the some other number. id y. So y is the next element, it is stored. The next one is the type of x. What is the type? It is an integer type. Okay, if you see another variable, let us take f is equal to 2.55. it is a float value. Type f, I got the float type. If I have a long number, L is equal to, okay, then type L, it is a long type. You can store biggest number in Python compared with C language or Java language. Python provides the biggest storage for the data elements. Same X I can use again and I can provide string. Now if I say type X, the type change it to string type. Same X I can store with a still it is str. Okay. So actually there is one more type, CHR, character type also there. So you can use that one also. There are functions. These are the conversion functions also. You can use int is the one conversion function. Float is another conversion function. Long, str, chr. These are the casting, converting one type to another type. Whenever there is a need, you can use that. Okay, so data types you understood and variable you understood. So whenever you have the variables, you can have a name and you can have the value, you can have the identity, you can have the type of the variable. So these are the important things related to variable. So whenever you are using the variable, don't use any reserved words and the keywords. Like you are going to use def. Def is for defining the function. Class is for defining the class. For loop, while loop, these are the keywords. So these keywords you should not use. And variable names must start with any alphabetic character, and you can use any underscore also. Identifier names are case sensitive. The server capital letter is different, the server small letter is different. So you should not use any operator symbols like stars, slash, or minus. These symbols you should not use. So program structure looks like this. Whenever you start the script, it is going to have first import statements. The next one is the Java libraries or packages, whatever you want you can import. That is your choice. You can use three different libraries: Jython libraries, Python libraries, or Java libraries. That depends on the hierarchy. It will work. So defining the global variables, the variable which you want to use across the multiple functions, then global variables you are going to define. Define the class. The class can be used for multiple objects creation. Functions which you want multiple times you want to call, then we are going to define the functions. The main program is at the end. This is the same structure as in C program. So the structure will help in Python also, in WLST also you can do the same structure. Import, and then defining the global variables, then defining the class or functions, then main program. Sometimes some other program you want to invoke, some other function you want to use in another program. A program you have created, B program you want to use the A program. In that case, A is already having a main program. Then you need to check the main program is defined or not. Okay, so that's all about the basic demo about the WLST. You have any questions? Pritam, Venkat, any questions? How to practice WLST? That is what I am saying. Open one command prompt, run Vagrant up. It will create one virtual box. Oracle virtual box, install Vagrant, install Oracle virtual box. Then run this Vagrant up command. It will create one virtual box. You can use this Linux box. You can, how I am connected, same way you can also connect. Install WebLogic. You can do it, right? You are the WebLogic administrator already. So once you have a virtual box, what you need to do? You have to do. So basic setup, if you want, you can just go to the Google and search for this one. Vagrant WebLogic. You can use any one of them, 12C or 11G. There are a lot of ready-made boxes available with Vagrant. Vagrant 12C, CentOS standalone is there. Vagrant WebLogic is there. All the instructions are given on the page. There is a readme, go there and try to read it. Don't go for the Solaris. Solaris doesn't work on Windows system. Okay, go for the CentOS and work with that one. Yeah, this is the 11G, 12C. We have all the options. So read the README properly and do the steps. You want link? I can ping. Right? All right. Thank you very much.